Well, I knew I forgot to do something. And hello, how are we doing everything? I forgot to change the title to a self-check episode. Running a little late today. I didn't promote anything. I didn't I didn't know I was going to have this episode. So anybody here tonight, thank you. Thank you for coming and hanging out. This is my Manic Mondayz, the movie and mental health podcast streaming show, podcast here on the Indie Escape. I'm your host, CJ Robles. This is the show where movies and mental health meet. Anything that I can do to, I guess, I'm not trying to do this. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Anything I can do to help anybody in need or anybody and I don't mean to like financially or I mean, anything can help out with motivation, inspiration, and just use it myself as an example for mental health. I do suffer from manic depression, and I'm open about it. So I'm here if anybody else needs to talk. But that being said, I was doing a self check episode because last week was a little rough week for us, and I just wanted to see how everybody was doing, see how everybody's if everybody's doing okay, see how if everybody's just being curious. Sorry, I'm still getting everything. I was doing something before I got here, before I started this late episode, but I am still doing everything. Let's see. Hope you had a great weekend, brother. Thank you, Joe Ridgely. I had a good one. I was hey Sean Smithson. I was busy. It's been busy. But I like that. I'm very proud of myself because I was able to get this episode up and running as fast as I could. I had time today, but I was practicing something today because today is a very straight up self-check, a self-check stand-up. Now, self-check is just when I check in on a vlog and just talk to y'all, the audience, my viewers, and kind of just tell everybody what I've been up to and what I'm doing because not only am I a filmmaker, podcaster, animator, I do a few things. I try to stay busy and it keeps me good with my mental health. But I decided to venture off down a path that I never realized that I really was gonna go down. I had no idea that this path was going to lead me to where I was at today before I got here. Let me get this off. It's kind of still. I was trying to slowly working, but let's see. So yeah, so I'm going places now. Not going places, but I'm doing things. And the reason I had sorry, let me just get this going a little bit. I have like I said, like I literally did something and I came over here. So let's see if I can catch up real quick. I picked one of my favorite inspirational people of all time, one of my quotes. So I like to start off with a quote. The show likes to start off with a quote because I like to inspire people. I like to show people where I get my inspiration. And movies tend to, I tend to get a lot of my inspiration from movies, music, and just from my guests. But this guest I cannot have on, but he was a big influence in my life, and that was George Carlin. Those who dance are considered insane by those who cannot hear the music. Brilliant. That's beautiful. And stating that like someone's telling you something that maybe you like or you enjoy, and they're telling you might not be doing it right, yet they don't even know what's going on with the thing. So I thought that was a really nice quote about that George Carlin. That he has a lot of them. He has tons. He's he's got a long career, so he's definitely gonna have a lot more things to say. It's kind of cool because this episode is forming in my head, and as I'm getting everything more and more updated on the camera, I mean on the good old StreamYard. Hey, StreamYard. I am getting a little bit more excited about what I'm about to share. So this is a stand-up episode, and there's George Carlin. I got lucky. I got introduced to Carlin at a very, very, very young age. I think so. I want to say I got introduced to him like 1990. Yeah, because I was like in first grade or going to first grade. I remember being like 6 and being like, whoa, this guy can, he's got my attention. Like he can talk, he can do stuff, and I was like, wow, the Carlin is great. But he wasn't like my first comedian that I kind of when I think of who was your first stand-up comedian that you remember or you liked or someone that stuck. My first one that stuck out was none other than Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson is one of my favorite. Actually, I shouldn't do it. R.I.P. Louis. He's one of my favorite. He's like him and Carlin were one of my favorite, or were my favorite stand-ups when I was younger, and just as I got older, and then their comedy worked, as I worked through their career and their comedy, I don't know, just I just I said something about Louis Anderson that just really like captured me. The way he was just self-deprecated, he was self-deprecative, but yet he would bring himself back up into a I don't know, to a joke, a humor. He was always like on both sides of the joke and like laughing with you and at himself, which was like the craziest thing. I liked him a lot, and Carlin definitely has like that more. I mean, it was I wasn't I introduced this Carlin, and then I found out about the younger Carlin, and I was like, oh, this is a different character. This is not character, but persona, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool that this guy's speaking his mind, and I freaking love that. That's awesome. So it wasn't like something that I was like big into, like I was like, oh, stand up comedy. I just thought it was beautiful, just that people can go up there and talk something I never, or tell jokes, something I attempt or know or understand. I was great or jokes, and those are what people like to hear, and that's all people work out, and that's it. That's not for me. That's not something that I could learn. That's not something that's for a guy like where I'm from, or what I do, or it doesn't matter. But as I got older and it started, the reason that this episode came to is because they have HBO Max has a two-part docu-series out called Carlin's American Dream on HBO Max. I watched the first part of this, and man, I don't know any spoilers alerts or anything, but one of the first things I realized about this documentary that I really enjoyed was it feels like Carlin is making he's been dead since 2008, and it was 14 years ago, and the documentary feels like he's like he just shot it himself. It's weird. Like they had like all this like Canon footage or something where he where he's, I don't know, just back. I've never seen it before. I've seen a lot of Carlin material, and I try to keep up with as much stuff as possible that he has out there. And it's like Patrice O'Neill. Like I love Patrice O'Neill as well, and listening to him, and it's like it's kind of weird. He's still kind of relevant. He's getting. I mean, for the last 5 years, 6 years, if you hear a lot of the stuff, he's been dead for a while, like maybe 10 years, and but you hear for the last 5 6 years, Patrice O'Neill has a lot of like current and modern conversations, and I think that's crazy that he's talking to us from beyond the grave. And this is what I feel like I get with the George Carlin's America. I really feel like he's talking to us from beyond the grave, and I'm like, wow. But this is like, but just watching, George Carlin and doing like 1 hour episodes every year, doing one of the specials, which was like kind of hard to do. I mean, still hard now, like learning the whole gamut of being a comedian. It's insane. It's like, it's a weird thing. I've never really thought I would attempt it, but doing stage acting and being an actor, it's kind of helping me understand a little bit more of the process. And plus, I've been working at the theater for a year and a half, and just watching improv. I went to work at the theater because you don't go for the money, you go for the theater. You go to get better. And I was like, well, I can get paid to focus on work, on art, and I got way more out of it than I'd ever would have thought. Like joining the Indie Escape. Hello, everybody. This is the Indie Escape Network. If you want to watch some cool content, creative content, 7 days a week, give us a like and a subscribe. We have 7 shows, 7 days a week. Sometimes we bring on random shows, like Crowd the Fun show I got coming on. We got one coming up soon. We're going to pick more episodes for that, and we'll see where that goes. Crowd the Fun is another show that I do with, where we just kind of, we help, anybody, creatives. If you have a project, Indiegogo, GoFundMe, and you needed some attention, hit us up. We'll talk about your crowdsource, your GoFundMe. Sorry, I'm like, I should be here, but I was telling a story. So, like I was saying, I was watching Carlin's America, and is it American Dream? And it was it's like it's awesome. It's like they're saying, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. It's like things he was saying back then in the early '90s, and that in the early 2000s, and or just always is like relevant now. But I'm like, I've been listening to it as a kid. Like it's been relevant for a very long time for me, and talking to JW last week was a great episode. Man, I can't believe I talked to him for only an hour and a half. I could have talked to that guy for like 5 hours, but listening to him, and I shared with him something. And last week, I got on stage and I did some stand up comedy. I did it myself. I got up there. I did a little bit. It's called the Slaughterhouse apparently because this is where people go to bomb. So right there, that was last week's show. I did that was my fifth time on stage, and then today is my sixth time on stage. And holy crap, I bombed. I bombed bad. Like I got on stage, and my brain went blank. My mind just, and I have my notebook there. You got to break away from the notebook, but I'm kind of coming out with like I'm new at this. Let me training wheels this thing when they're like you don't need training wheels. Just, but I didn't really practice my act, and I did practice it, but I didn't. I wrote jokes. I came in and I started practicing a little bit more. It's just a little bit of time a week, not a whole lot where it's gonna like hinder my work or my performance and other things like this show because it's that thing did actually interact with this thing, but I'm trying to get the pacing down because this location where I can do stand up is not too far from my home, so I'm trying to learn at this location because it's a cool spot, and a lot of my comic friends are there and kind of get to know them a little bit better and get to hang out and just practice. But I got up again, totally bombed. You see, I'm still wearing the same shirt, still wearing the same shorts, same shoes, totally bombed, totally sucked. But that's the point, and I think. I'm a problem solver, and I like to solve problems, and I've always wanted to do stand up. So I mean, I'm not good. Like I'm not gonna let anybody hear my stand up until I get decent. But one thing I did enjoy was I mean the time just went by fast. They gave me the light right away, and I was like, that does feel like 3 minutes. Damn. I was drowning, but it was fun. It was a great experience. Just to, I guess like JW said, because my all time favorite movie of all time, my all time favorite movie is Transformers 1986, the animated motion picture. And he said, "Wow, brother, you like pain? That's dark." And he goes hand in hand with the stand up, and I guess I do, but I like that it's something I can learn on, something I can grow on. But yeah, just something, just attempting, just trying it out, see where it takes me. But it all started because I saw these guys. I saw Louis Anderson and George Carlin, and I saw them do their thing, and it just kind of just always sat in my head. And it wasn't until mid '90s, I think, or early. No, it was early '90s, but I remember watching this a lot. I got into Def or Russell Simmons Def Jam comedy. Like I would watch these cats all the time. Not because it was on Showtime or HBO. I can't remember at the time, but man, I could Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock, the guy and Tony. Well, no, the Tori and Guy. I mean, Guy Tori and his brother Joe Tori. Like those guys really stuck out to me a lot. I think like Ari Spears, Bernie Mac, Chris Tucker, Bill Bellamy. Dale Hughley, a lot of people when they first started on like Martin killed it when he first came out in on Def Jam comedy. Like he was amazing. But you know, watching a lot of these stand-ups, what do you call it? I just watch them perform, and just never thought I could practice it. I mean, I'm not good at all. Like I just started, but still, like it's a 10-year, 12-year battle that you gotta do, and I'm willing to put the investment into it. But just watching Def Jam comedy at a certain age in my life, just kind of coming home and watching like that. I remember watching also like you know Mad TV, well, obviously SNL, and then just watching certain sketches and like The State, Kids in the Hall, like just watching a lot of those shows. I recently got into the Mr. Show. That's the who is that? David Cross. And I can't forget his name. Better Call Saul. Rob. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna look it up. Excuse me. That bothers me. I had it on top of my head. I can't remember. It is from what is this? Is Rob? Oh no, Bob Odenkirk. There you go. That's the. So I recently saw some of those shows a couple months ago, and those are awesome. But okay, so remember, I started off with Louis Anderson and George Carlin, which Louis Anderson was in Coming to America. He plays the Fry guy. That was cool because that was when when I saw him on Coming to America, I knew who he was because of his stand up. And then he had Life with Louis, which was an animated. Look, there goes. Let me share this with you. He let's see. Here you go. There's this show that Louis Anderson made. It was on Fox. I used to watch it all the time. And it's just like, look, he did animation as well. Let's see his shirt real quick. Let's see. Hey, Dad. Here he goes. Anybody remember this show, Life with Louie? He did the voices. He did his dad's voice too. I did a horrible impression, but there he is right there. I even went into this. Like I got my degrees in animation. I enjoy it. This is so cool, But so we're going on. So we start off there. Then I would watch a Def Jam comedy, and then I was a junior in high school. I graduated in 2003. There's a class based from 2002 named Johnny Joe Sanchez and George Avalos. They were baseball players, baseball buddies, always hanging out. Really good athletes, really good athletes. And I know them since I know Johnny Joe since I played baseball, t-ball with him or something like that. We're younger and kind of do each other. And then George, George Avalos, I ended up making friends with because we did summer school 2 years in a row, and summer school is where you just kind of get to make your friends. That's where you make your friends. That it's kind of it's weird. You spend so much time with each other in summer school, and I had a car, so I'd drive around. So him and I just cruise, but we'd do stuff and go eat burgers and just chill. But it was cool. One time they invited me to go hang out at Johnny Joe's house, and Johnny Joe's dad's side note, his dad's hilarious. Johnny Joe's funny. He's a very funny guy too, and so George is funny. But Johnny Joe's dad is hilarious. He's one of the guys that growing up with the dads, I was like, that dude is so funny. He just cracks me up. Everything he says. The joke that led to all this stuff happening was when George Avila said, "Dude, JJ's dad went up to a guy with back then the gauges were new, and they were new to everybody, and we were down on the border, so it's kind of super new to us." And JJ's dad goes up to, which his name was Johnny Joe as well, but his dad goes up to the guy and he goes, "So if you stick your head out a window, do you hear whistling sounds?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" George Avalos told me that his dad said that. I was like, "Dude, his dad would say stuff that's funny. That's a funny joke. It's always stood with me because it's just a quick little one liner. Just going up to somebody, just ask a question, just ask them a question." But that being said, one time we were hanging out, and it was just us three, and we're chilling, and they said, "Hey man, you like comedy? Do you want to watch some comedy?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll watch some comedy. I like comedy. I like to I guess I could be known for that at the time." They showed me something that I had never seen before, that was from the past, that I didn't know anything about, and I saw this stand-up special, and it blew my mind. It completely changed my world, flipped me upside down, and that is Eddie Murphy's Raw. Oh, double tap the Zoom. Sorry, I got that off the screenshot of that. But that's not supposed to be there. But man, if I don't know if this is dated. I don't know if this is too old now. But back then, when I saw this, I understood every joke from start to finish. And I think the funny thing was, I think Johnny Joe and George had watched this 100 times, and they got to see me watch it for the first time, and they were cracking up. They were laughing at me laughing, and there was it was kind of a shared experience, But I was laughing so hard. I stayed at their house and just cracked up so bad. See, Brandon E. Brooks, Eddie Murphy's Raw is classic, so damn funny. Yeah, it's insane. It's insanely funny. I think, I know if I put it on now, it'll crack me up because I know what it is. I know what's coming on, so I know it's gonna make me laugh. But I wonder if I would show this to somebody now. Maybe show it to my brother, see if he would get it. My younger brother, because I know Josué would get this. My other brother. Yeah, Raw. There you go, Sean Smith. Yeah, Raw is hilarious. This is a funny from start to finish. This stand up, this medium here was just so hilarious. It was so funny. Every joke was just a bam, bam, bam. Couldn't breathe, couldn't stop, couldn't just bam, 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 bam. Hold on, sorry, you guys see me. Let's see. It was all oh look, my dad's calling me. I'm sure my dad. You want my phone? It was bam, bam, bam. All right, so my dad's calling me to see what he wants. Hey, I'm doing a show. I'm live. What's going on?
Okay, no, never mind.
Okay, let me call you right back. Let me call you back a little bit. I just answered. Just shouldn't answer, but it's ringing in my head. So, what do you call it? No, that was cool. Let's see what he's up to. But anyways, but that at the as we're the jokes were just coming in and coming in and coming in. Boom, 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 and I couldn't breathe. And I remember just laughing. And I remember there was a point where I got off from the couch because it was a sectional or something. I remember getting because I kind of rolled into the sectional. I remember I got up and my feet were in there. I couldn't get up. I was just laughing, and then they go, "Hey," they said, "Let's see, Brandon Brooks, I got some ice cream. You don't have them because you on the welfare because your father's an alcoholic." So freaking funny that was, yeah. And that's what I love about listening Eddie Murphy's story, especially with me having like a theater background and learning sketch comedy and writing and all this. Um, like one thing about I've always heard about Eddie Murphy that he's very playful in the writing room and sketches. Like he doesn't care if he's the star of the episode. He just if he's in it, great. If he wrote it, that's okay. But that's what I loved about hearing about him. So for me, like it seems like the good old Mark Jackson, this card I always show. I think I still have it in here. Let's see, like the good old Mark Jackson card that keeps showing off. See, passing, you gotta pass the dimes, pass the assists. You gotta have a point guard give you the ball to the big man. Throw it down, big man. But that's what I mean. Like that's what I like about that's with the Eddie Murphy about being on SNL. So when I was done laughing, I remember getting up and crying. Like I was just crying. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so funny, man. That's so funny." And they looked at each other. They looked at the TV. They looked back at each other, Johnny, Joe, and George, and then they look at me, look at the TV, look back at each other, and then they just go, "You want to laugh even harder?" I go, "What do you mean?" He's got another special. I go, "No way, let me see it." And then they threw on Delirious. Like literally, I saw back to back. It was like in 2001, 2002. I was like a junior in high school, and I saw Eddie Murphy's Raw and Delirious through friends. They shared it for me just because they knew I like stand up. And holy crap, like this one, I can't even remember which one's funnier, and I can't remember all the jokes. And I'm eventually gonna have to purchase these because I don't know. I own Raw, so I do need to buy Delirious. I own the box of Delirious. I don't know where the DVD's at, but I do need to rebuy it. But man, this was funny. And then just the suits, the outfits he wore. Man, I looking fly. Look at me. Look, I can't look too much at the front. Like he's uncut. There he is. He's very raw and delirious. Like this is a funny one. Eddie was hilarious on SNL as James Brown in the hot tub, Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. What's he saying? I don't know. We're still getting paid. Yeah, yeah. It's like, sorry, Mr. Yeah. Hello. That's actually like a realness to that. Like, as Eddie Murphy's, they do the sketches. Like, it's to me. I think it's like it's great that he was able to be versatile with that. Not only do the sketches, he's doing stand up, he's doing movies. Like I'm motivated. Now I'm starting to break him down. I'm starting to think like, wow, he's doing it. This is awesome. He's doing a lot of things, staying busy. And I would say that for the most part, these two stand-ups, the way I saw them, the way they're connected, the way I'm sharing the story right now, the way that I kind of just always enjoyed stand-up comedy. Hello, I just saw an increase in numbers. If you like the stage, just coming in, hanging out, talking about the good old stand-up. I went on stage tonight again, so I look like I'm gonna have to get away from that notebook soon. That's a training wheels there, no more. But this whole episode is it's about stand-up. It's a self-check episode. Just bringing pieces out of my life and sharing it with people. No guests, just here with me and the viewers who wants to hang out. It's a good episode just to because last week's episode was great. I had a great episode prior to that, so it's like a lot of the my guests are just awesome people. And I have one thing I need to do a little setup before I go because I got something to share. And once I share this thing, then so it's for everybody. This is a class project or a class project. This is for everybody for the escape. So hold on really quick. Let me just download this thing, and you'll be able to see what I did. Okay, let's see. All right, you got it there. Awesome. All right, downloaded it. So now we're going back. Anyways, so here we are. Timeline is young CJ got introduced to Louis Anderson, George Carlin, and George Carlin was kind of like my older cousin was like, you just need to watch this guy, watch him, and just listen. And a lot of stuff I didn't get, but then I started getting a lot of the humor jokes, the expressions, all the faces, Carlin does the impressions of people that are of higher power, of higher authority. Those are great impressions. So remember, it's with Louis Anderson, then I had George Carlin, and then we got Brandon E. Brooks. Oh wait, got another. He says Eddie Murphy's hilarious. Oh no, I thought I got another. Oh, this thing is here. I love Eddie Murphy Raw. Yes, it was. It's. I love it. Yeah, it's amazing. And Raw is great, and so is Delirious. And then so I did. I saw that, and then I mean, prior to that, I was always watching Def Jam, and I enjoyed Def Jam a lot. Okay, now I need to take away the comment. Sorry, this is not working right now. Here we go. I remember being a kid and watching it on video at my friend's house when I spent the night, and we laughed our asses off. Hilarious, Rhonda. Thank you, thank you. This is what this whole episode kind of. This is the peak right now, or we're still peaking. That's exactly what happened to me. I actually didn't stay the night though, but I mean I should have. It was already like 3 in the morning when I left, but I did that. I hung out with some friends and their two buddies that were just obviously on the baseball on there, and these guys were on varsity since they were like freshmen, so they were like good baseball players, and they hang out with my ass because we're friends, and we would hang out, and they showed me this stuff, so it's great. So we're getting to the end of this episode, but yeah, this is what I enjoyed growing up, like watching. And why are you here? Get out of here. Anyways, but okay, so now we're going, and then we got another comment here, Rhonda. I was probably too young to watch it, but it was okay because it was the 80s or whatever. Yeah, no, I was way too young, but I don't know. I don't like out of all the things I've been exposed to, out of all the things I've seen, like that's not even close to like the reality of what life really is. And it's just jokes. They're funny. Like if you can't say jokes, then you can't say anything. Like you can't joke around. And I'm one of the persons, I do get annoyed by family members, especially family members that aren't funny, and they try to throw jabs at you because they kind of come off as racist, or they come off as just bullying, but they don't get it. Like they don't. I mean, it's like I'm like, no, you don't have to say something all the time. But there is an art in stand up, so that's why people practice it. I'm not trying to be a stand up comedian. I just enjoy it. It's something that's part of my part of a way to I work with my manic depression. Definitely compared to nowadays, it's just nothing. It doesn't even matter. It's like doesn't even make your head spin like back in the day. Yeah, because I've been watching a lot of comics, like a lot for like last year and a half, 2 years, like live comedy, and the venues might have something to do with that, but or like the what people want to watch, because there's a lot of funny comics right now, but it's like I guess it's just whatever the following or the Twitters and the TikToks and the where people want to know where you're at kind of thing. I don't know. I really don't know where the talent comes from, because I'm seeing a lot of great talent, and I'm like, and I mean I know them. I don't. But it's just like nowadays it's just like what is it like? I don't think they do late night shows anymore. I don't think like Johnny Carson, the Johnny Carson show style, or like going on Conan. I mean they're not even around anymore. I don't know if those work, but like nowadays it's like I don't know. It's a nice art form. I'm getting lucky because I have a few people mentor me a little bit, and they're giving me guidance, and yeah, I enjoy it. There's so much great talent out there you don't even know. I know talent. I think you mean talent, right? Yeah, maybe town. I don't know. I don't know the whole town, but yeah, there's a lot of talent. Like we don't know, and it's only what we see we're able to see in the box. I think everyone should keep an eye on Brandon E. Brooks. Oh yeah. Yes, definitely. My brother from the Escape, that guy is on it. It motivates. It's very motivating. I mean, just having a network here of people that communicate with each other is positive. I mean, one thing you do got to get out of Brandon, like he's constantly always posting positive, throwing good messages out there. Even his guests on his show, IOU, on Friday nights it airs 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Indie Escape. I'm such a plug, aren't I, Joe? I'm such a selfish plug. You know what? I think I could leave. I could end with that selfish plug. Not now, but when I'm ready to end, I think I have a selfish plug here to talk about. But what was I gonna say? Brandon wrote. Cool. Let's see. Rhonda's right. Back in the day, the comedy was all raw, from Richard Pryor, yes, to Red Fox. And I did watch Richard Pryor and Red Fox. I'm just in my timeline. Those are the ones that, because I mean, watching Richard Pryor as a kid I was like, whoa. And then you find out like he set himself on fire. What? To Carlin, to Eddie, to even Bernie Mac. Yeah, Steve Harvey. The kings of comedy are amazing. Martin Lawrence in the 90s. Dude, Martin was something different. Like excuse me. When Martin came on the scene, he really like just owned it. Just owned the scene. Owned the what was I gonna say? Just owned the stage. There you go. I love him. He's awesome. Yes, Brandon E. Brooks is awesome. Too nice of you, Rhonda. Appreciate you, my friend. Look at that. Always networking. Yes, always being nice and positive. Yes, accept some upcoming really cool things from. Sorry, I said that wrong. Expect some really cool things from Brandon Brooks. Yes, dude, definitely. Even to follow his posts, he's giving us a little Easter eggs here and there what he's been up to. It's just I think in my line of work as a filmmaker and just all the years of doing this, it's when you just stay busy. It doesn't matter what you're doing. As a filmmaker, it's a great thing just to always be able to do something and always to have a piece of. I didn't realize that because a big issue I had if I would make something, I would delete it or remove it or throw it away. I didn't like it. Then it came out. So and then I found out going to school that they're like you can't grow if you keep just plowing through the land and you got to learn from it. And even like doing gardening outside, like it's true. So I mean I planted a watermelon last year and I didn't even plant anything this year. And the watermelon's back because it's trying to come back and show me that hey, you got to get rid of me. Chris Rock's Bring the Pain. Yes, Bigger and Blacker. That's a good one too. Man, if you're here, Brandon, I gotta tell you real quick about Chris Rock. I got something. The Pain is one of the all-time favorite stand-up shows. Always funny after all these years. I think, and I'm just gonna say it. I know I'm live. I know this is being recorded. I think Chris Rock was a little way too advanced, too ahead of his time for where we were at, because he was saying so many real things that I don't think people wanted to hear, and he was saying it so articulate and so funny, and he's really talks about himself too all the time, and I think that's like, oh yeah, Jamie Foxx too. He had a good one. So let's see. Sorry, here's another comment. I love Chris Rock. He's hilarious. He is Chris Rock. I mean, even from what CB3 or CB4 was it called, that movie where they mocked the whole rapping industry or just the whole music industry. That whole slap with Will Smith was like the movie way back from when it was just a replay of something to get your minds off actually happening in the world. I know. I was like, I don't know, man. We did the Oscar shows for the end of the night, and we had JW on, and he was like, oh, whoa, Will Smith just smacked Chris Rock, and it's just like, wow, we don't know what's going on. It does feel like a carbon copy of something. Kevin Hart is funny, yeah. He's going, all right. His dad. God, dads make this. See, look at that stand-up comedy. I did talk about my dad a little bit on the stand-up, but not in the way you think. You're supposed to talk about a parent, not in a bad way, Dad. Just your parenting skills. That's all. But I don't blame you. I do not blame you. CB4 Strata. Yeah, low cash. Yes, CB4. Yes. Oh God. Oh man, I don't want to offend anybody on the Indian Escape. So there's a song on that in there that's just so funny. That's just hilarious. What they say, what they do. Let's see. Thank you everybody for commenting. But where was I at one more time? Okay. So we're all this is kind of where we're leading up to where, because I'm going by, I guess, like from when I was a kid to when I graduated high school. Because then I did like a hard pause. I mean, I went till I was 21, but then I did a hard pause on all the entertainment stuff. So I didn't do anything for like 6 years, 7. I mean, I was on film sets and stuff, but I wasn't really like, I'm trying to think, because I was doing stuff until I was like, for like 24 to 20. The most miserable time in my life so far has been when I was like 21 to like 25, 26, because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, and I was doing what I thought I should be doing, which wasn't what I want to do. I knew that. And yeah, it was hard for me. So like, I mean, honestly, 23, 24, and 25 was like a giant blur for me. And I grew. I've grown from there, so you learn from things. Friday, yes, that's the IOU on Fridays. Industry Outlaws United. Is there another comment? I don't know what happens. This thing pops up. It says, can't post comments to some destinations. Okay, I don't care. Where we go. Love that too. Oh, Friday, like Friday the movie. Yeah, sorry, I thought Friday the Brandon show. Oh yeah, dude, Friday's a classic. It's a funny movie. R.I.P. Tiny Zeus Lister passed away last year, or I think 2020. Man, it's kind of weird. I was gonna get a cameo from him, and then the week I was gonna get it, he passed away. So I guess I'll bring it. What I have. It's kind of like a cameo. I have something here for the Indie Escape, and this is the raw footage. This isn't edited, because I'm supposed to edit it. But let's see if I can upload it real quick. I have something to share with the escapers, because last week I shared a little something, and wait, real quick. Let's see if I can just. Let me see if I can just get that real quick. Where are you at? Is this here? Oh, no. Oh, sorry. That's something else I do want to share, though. So let's see real quick. Let's see what I upload. Anyways, but let's just keep talking about where I was at. All right. So all this leads up to one thing where my first attempt and my only attempt at something in high school that I kind of always enjoyed, and I didn't like. You can do this as a freshman, but you could do it as a sophomore, you could do it as a junior, you could do it as a senior in my high school, but I didn't do it till I was a senior, till I had to like, I was like, it's always like late bloomer with me, or just just whatever. And I think the fact that I did this class, I took like three classes, all at basically all no three. Well, it was a 2 hour class, so it was like it was basically like I took a 3 hour class my senior year. And let's see real quick, is this it? No, sorry. And basically I was like, I took what like everybody did, like freshman, sophomore, and junior year. I did in 1 year, but I enjoyed it, and that led me to something else. I'm sorry, I have something I want to share. I don't even know what it's called. Oh, it's my name. That's why. Okay, let's see. Where are you at? I put you here. Well, you know what? If you're here, I don't know. 1 second. I'm so sorry, people. We got a comment. Let's read the comment. Oh, what did I do? Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Fly by the seat of your pants. Rhonda, that's awesome. Love that for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Real quick, I do need to share this with everybody, because this is for the escapers. But I want to make sure I do this right, and I gotta find it because it's not popping out where I thought I had put it, and it's not where. It's just real sick. So, anyways, my senior year, I took this class. I took audio. Was it like it was AV, like audio video, and then like broadcasting, and then like some kind of like just like a video class. Is this it? There we go. Found you, but I don't think I could play it. That's why it's not. So let's see. I found you. Well, sorry. I should have had this done earlier, but let's be unprofessional live. Let's see. Hey, it works. Hey, hey, kind of worked. So okay, I got it. I got it to work. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I have like boring now. So at the very end, my junior year, I got introduced. So as I saw the Eddie Murphy Raw, my junior, I got introduced to a show on Comedy Central. That was wish I could fly. I wish I could just fly by the seat of my pants. Wait, yes. Sorry, is that a quote? I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm doing too many things at once. Let me slow down for a second. That's what happens. Anyways, so I saw another show my junior year, which and going into my senior year as well. Or was it my senior year? No, it was 2003, 2004. So it was my senior year, and then the year I finished. But I was able to replicate a lot of the stuff I saw on the Chappelle Show. I was a big fan. Like, I still am. I own the DVDs. I don't know how many box sets of the DVDs I own for Chappelle Show, but I own a couple. And yeah, I literally made the Chappelle Show. What do you call it? Like, I made my own little kind of Chappelle show. Like, and it was just like the broadcasting show we had. And I enjoyed it. And K-Ab, there we go. But because I did this for so long, I did it as my senior year. That led for me to get the Covenant. 1 second. There we go. I'll do that because of Chappelle. I'll say he helped me without knowing get the Covenant Broadcasting Student of the Year 2003. Usually a 4-year or 3-year student wins it. I got it in one, but I felt something I enjoyed, and that reason I hold on to this thing, because this is my Matrix. If you watch 1986 animated series, the Transformers, the movie, they have a item called the Matrix. This is my Matrix. In my darkest of darkest hours, of when I had nothing, I don't know why I held on to this thing. I always kept it with me. After I'd lose everything, or because when you're from a broken home, it kind of just, you lose a lot of stuff. It just goes everywhere. You don't know where, because you don't have a home. But I got this cat, and it even has a date when they gave it to me, May 26, 2003. So this thing is my Matrix. It kept me enough. It gave me enough to keep. Thank you, Rhonda. It gave me enough, like, I don't know, hope, ideas, dreams. But it's something that I never realized that all of that was gonna lead, because I basically was just doing this, but I didn't know that all of this led to that. And now it's led to this, and now it's leading to this. and I don't know. I'm having a good time. I'm just trying to figure it out. It's so hard. Like tonight I bombed. Like I sucked so bad. Like I got on stage, I turned my head, and I forgot everything. Like I literally have jokes written. It's a cheat sheet, so I could just see it and read it and talk and try. And no, it didn't work out. But one thing I enjoyed that I got a compliment. So last week I wrote a joke and I got a ha, and I was like, wow, that's enough for me to come back. This week, I didn't really. I got a few ha's. I was more like silence, dead silence. A lot of dead silence. But as I was leaving, a gentleman came up to me and said, "Hey man, I think you're funny. Keep writing." Or like, "Hey," or he was like, "Hey, just like, hey, that was funny," or "That was funny. Keep writing. You'll get better, or you're gonna get good." And I was like, I took it as he was like seeing beyond where I'm at. He's like, "Oh, I can see you getting up here." And I was like, "Okay, cool, thank you." But the compliment was great. There's a little pat on the back there. So all that led to where I'm at now. And I literally I didn't want to do the episode tonight, but I was like, I gotta do an episode. You gotta go. You get better at this. I feel like when I first started doing this and where I'm at now, I'm like way better. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but from where I'm at and what I've done. But yeah. So that's today's episode. Self-check stand-up. Just checking up, seeing how everybody's doing, seeing if anybody has anything they want to talk about. Anybody wants any movies? It's always a good movie to watch. Right now, Harold and Kumar. Oh no, I had to buy it. Never mind. Sorry. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. It's a raunchy unplug yourself movie, just like this movie. I Love You Man. I think it's on Netflix right now. I recommend these. These are my favorite movies. So if you want to watch them, I say give them a shot. Maybe you can laugh your butt off too. The best comedians were from the 70s and 80s. What? Well, let's see. I'm gonna have to do more research. I know Lenny Bruce. And then who else? There's was Sam Kinison in the 80s? I know he was 90s. Oh. Roseanne's 80s. She's good. I know. Wow. Keep going, dude. Thank you. And I do take that I take that to heart because your last name's Butcher, Rhonda Butcher, and that's my nickname on my show Side by Side. Ben dubbed me the Butcher because I enunciate everything wrong, and that's okay. I'll keep working on that too. But here we go, escapers. I was just gonna try to do 45 minutes today, just get it going. But as we do know, I do like to do certain shout outs, certain things. So like one time I got to meet Peter Dante.
What's up, everybody? It's Dante here with my boy CJ. We met in Bell County, Texas, a little town called Temple, right by Fort Hood. Great guy, came to Colorado Springs to see me. Yes! And I want to tell you guys about it's just another Manic Monday. Whoa. But today's not Monday. Manic Monday podcast. Dante guy.
Thank you, Peter Dante. That was awesome. See, I get people to support you, promote you. It's cool. Really cool. Yes, really. I know what you're reeling about too. So I had that one, and last week I shared my most recent interview, which I hadn't had one all year. This is the first one I had, but I'm gonna get a few more. I'm gonna get at least a few more before the night's out. I got comments probably. Keep it up. If you, Sean says, keep it up. If you don't fail, you'll never get better. I fail a lot and thrive on it because I get better. Yeah, that's what I failed at all this other stuff that I didn't really like, and then I got good at that, and now I'm like, well, let's fail at stuff I do like. Thank you. So check this out. So we did that was Peter Dante, So then last week, just a little plug.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
How you doing, Henry?
I'm so good. Where are you?
I'm in Austin, Texas.
I was just there.
Oh.
Let's take a
Had the Fonz. I got to talk to the Fonz for 4 minutes, and he gave me. We talked about acting and auditioning, so that was cool. So finding these little trinkets in life are really awesome. And then, so today, I received another one. I had a little shout out fun with someone that's very close to the network as well. So let's give a little play here and let's see who I got.
You're watching My Manic Mondayz, where movies and mental health meet on the Indie Escape Network, where creatives unite.
Thank you, Marilyn Gigliotti. Veronica from Clerks. Thank you, 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 Marilyn. Met her in Rhode Island when I got to meet the Clerks gang, and she was man, she's cool. She's awesome. She's very direct, very real. Got Marilyn. Awesome. The Fonz, yeah. Okay, there he was. Nice. Yay. The Fonz was cool. Yeah, he's a great guy. We got the Maryland shout out. And you know what? I guess I do a little bit of shameless plugging. So yeah, I think I did a little bit this weekend. Let's see.
Thank you. Wow. All right. So CJ wants to shamelessly plug his My Manic Mondayz, where movies and mental health meet. Oh, then he even says shameless plug, like subscribe to the Escape Network.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank T.
That's what Brandon showed this past weekend, which was an awesome episode. I can't believe he got that much talent on one screen. Gotta go check. Wait, can you check? Well, we'll see. Too much talent, I think. That's the thing. Love that you are meeting people, dude. Yeah. No, I did it I'm late bloomer. I started doing the conventions way later than I thought I'd do them. I like that episode's conversation. I just started doing them, and then it's kind of cool because as I interviewed Brandon E. Brooks, I told him that I had a Michael Biehn story, how he got me to he helped me out understanding how to read a script, and he gave me some really good information. And he let me write it down and everything, and I was like, holy crap, he literally helped me out. I just asked him he gave me $1 million advice. I didn't even pay. I didn't, whatever. And top it off, I met him on Father's Day, and I got my kid, and he wasn't with me, but he goes, are you a father? I was the second or third person to meet him, but I was telling him I'm the first person that had met him that day that was decently normal. First two guys, I was like, oh, you guys just go first. But yeah, that's my dude, Brandon E. Brooks. He's a great guy, great soul. But and then he had told me I told him that I have a Michael Biehn story. And he's like, hey man, I got one too at a convention. And that man, I love it because he gave me some advice. And at that point, I think it had already been my 5th or 6th con I had gone to. And after wanting to do them for 15 years, and then finally, I just finally did it. I went, and after I got advice from him, I was like, oh, I can talk to these people and you can actually learn from them. Oh. I mean, right now, if I have a question, I could ask Brandon. If I have a film question, if I have a art question, I could ask Scott Meany. A mental health question, Scott Meany is way advanced in a lot of things. He's a genius. If I want to just have a cool, top it off. You know what I forgot to do, and I was gonna do this before you leave. I'm gonna do it right. I don't see me because I totally forgot. I was gonna shout out 2 people from last week, and we all know obviously. I can't believe I forgot to upload this. This is just that kind of episode. It's a Manic Monday episode. And so I got to do 2 posts real quick. We're already at the end. We're burning it down. We're burning the midnight oil here. And then there's this one, I'll just do this one first, because like I said, the network is such a great thing. It's such a great place. It's popping here. It's awesome. And if you can keep up with a lot of the network people, dare I say stars, last week. Well, I think it's already been 2 or 3 weeks. One of the end of the night, David Lee Madison's End of the Night, with co-host Scott Shuffle. David Madison right now is doing a tour with his family, and they're going all over the United States. They're just driving around and going to great places. Man, they went to Mount Rushmore. They went to all these houses. They went to Michael Myers' house. He's gone to a lot of places, and he also met me in San Antonio. Got to hang out with David Lee Madison. Got to just hang out for a couple hours. Him and his daughter. It was fun. We're down the Riverwalk. So I'm slowly getting everybody. So if we start going through the Indie Escapers, I have met Gabe. I have met Jason Buterin. I have met Scott Schiaffo. I have now met David Lee Madison. I'm coming for you, Brandon E. Brooks. That thumb's Scott Meany's on the other side. Gotta try to knock you 2 guys out at the same time. But just saying that it was cool. You having a friend that's around. That they're literally right there. Monday, which was never good anyway. Tuesday is a little sideways. Tipsy Tuesday. We're gonna be promoting To Be Tuesday on mymanicmovies.com when I have more time for that. We're gonna be doing Tubi Tuesday, and that's gonna be where we watch a movie on Tubi and we talk about it, because Tubi's a big supporter of filmmaking, and we're filmmakers here on this show, so on this network. So not all of us, but a majority of us, we help out. But that being said, that's the whole. Thank you for pushing this episode to 51 minutes. Thank you. The whole thing about the stand up is it's just me challenging myself. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be a comedian. I'm not like a famous comedian. I'm not trying to be. It just looks like something I feel like I check up all the boxes on it. Now it's like figure it out. It's like a basketball player. It's like, oh, you're 7 feet tall. You're athletic. You're nimble. You're graceful. So you should play basketball. It's just like, no, I want to go do something else. I want to go play the piano. And then as you get older, you're like, man, I should have tried to play basketball. I was built for it. But I don't know. It's not all people need to do what they're built for. But this one, I feel like I've been avoiding it for so long, and now it's like starting to really pick at me. Yeah. Oh, if you get a chance, Little John has a show on HGTV called Little John Does What? And it's such a funny show, but he's good. He's really talented. Don't sleep on Little John. I don't think anyone ever has. But that being said, I think I'm all out of material. I'm out of my Manic material. So it will lead us to the final closing that my Manic Media on My Manic Mondayz. My Manic Media right now has been stand-up comedy. I've been listening to a lot of it lately, and I've been enjoying it. So why not pull up a Delirious or a Eddie Murphy's Raw? Let's even find out if it is available. Let's find out if we can stream Eddie Murphy's Delirious or Raw right now. So it's not on. So Delirious is not available. But how about Eddie Murphy Raw? Let's find out. I guess if you spell it right, Butcher, not you, Rhonda, me. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's available on Paramount Plus. Watch, I got that. Watching it. So we're gonna watch Raw, which Raw was 1987. Wow, they were 4 years apart. Delirious is 83, Raw's 87. Wow. He killed it. Let's see. You can do it. You can do it. Yes, you can do anything. See you next week, brother. Thank you, Sean. And thank you for always coming and hanging out, Sean. Rhonda, it was great hanging out with you two tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with me and tolerating me. That being said, seems like this episode's coming down to an end. And Yep. Thank you. Looks like this episode's coming down to an end, and yeah, tomorrow I gotta go take care of this thing. Yeah, sorry, I'll talk about that later. But yeah, this thing that's kind of where I've been stuck. But that after tomorrow, that will be somewhere else. That will not be here no more. But that movie will still be made. So without further ado, I leave everybody here with a good night. Maybe I should leave it with a quote, and maybe I'll just leave it with Carlin's quote, because I feel like a lot of people, not a lot, I hate that. I hate saying that because I don't know what people think. I don't know what's going on. Just I'm observing patterns. And I feel like a lot of individuals might not know where to go or learn to find out that they can unwind stress or relieve anxiety. And you don't have to listen to the box or tube all the time. You feel free to. But there's other things you can do. And I think... I don't know. Like I said, just being, I don't even want to be a good example. Just want to, if you're struggling with something, challenge yourself a little bit and figure it out, or maybe pause. I don't even know what to say because I don't want to say anything, because all I want to do is just read a quote, and it says, "Those who dance are considered insane by those who cannot hear the music," and that to me is insanity. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Good night, everybody, and thank you for hanging out with me, Rhonda and Sean and Brandon E. Brooks and Joe Ritchie. Thank you for the shout out earlier. I will see y'all next week, and I'll have a guest.